I tell you, she got her grandmother and my grandmother came from the same school. I promise you. She earned a basketball scholarship to Notre Dame and became the 17th leading scorer in program history. However, after graduating from Notre Dame, she felt like she was called and made for more. So she joins the U.S. Army as a military police officer. But in 2004, while on a 115-degree rooftop in Baghdad, Iraq, she was injured by a rocket-propelled grenade and basically had to learn how to do just about everything. However, thankfully, she didn't have to do it alone. The great fine people at Wounded Warrior Project was there right by her side. They visited her in the hospital. They stayed by her side. And between the Wounded Warrior Project and her never say die, never give up attitude, when you see her, you'll look at her and say, oh my goodness, where's the injury? There's absolutely nothing wrong. But Danielle, even through all of that, felt like she was still made for more. And after 12 years of helping veteran warriors through the Department of Veteran Affairs, her path has led her to the Wounded Warriors Project, and she is part of the Wounded Warrior Project speaking tour, where she's going to have an amazing opportunity to continue saving and changing the lives of her fellow veterans. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this veteran turns the mic over happily to a real American hero. Would you all please give your time and attention and applause to Miss Danielle Green, United States Army.
Thanks for coming out today. When you believe in the cause and you understand the why, you are motivated by a purpose that's bigger than yourself. Let me say that again. When you believe in the cause and you understand the why, you are motivated by a cause that is bigger than yourself. I have this quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes. It says, most of us go to our graves most of us go to our graves with music still inside of us, unplayed. Do you understand your why? Do you understand your purpose? What you're meant to be on this earth? Christopher Campbell, he understood that. He made the ultimate sacrifice. He's not only an elite Navy SEAL, he's a son, a brother, a friend, and a hero to many. And we're part of his legacy because we're here as a community raising funds for a wonderful cause, and that's Wounded Warrior Project. And most people don't understand that Wounded Warrior Project, we're not funded by the government, but we're funded by communities just like here today. So as long as we continue to say Christopher Campbell's name, his legacy will live on in our hearts, our minds, and everywhere. So I've been a Wounded Warrior for 20 years. I was injured in 2004, and a lot of people say, well, Danielle, you know, you're college educated, you know, why did you go to the service? I knew at the age of 7 that I wanted to serve my country. But I also was a talented basketball player. So I did attend the University of Notre Dame, and I played for Hall of Fame coach Muffet McGraw, and I had a wonderful career. But I couldn't shake that desire to serve my country. So I graduated, I returned to Chicago, I became a school teacher, enrolled in graduate school, but then I started to have this existential crisis. Like I need to be doing more. There was a higher calling for me. So at the age of 26, I decided to raise my hand and I enlisted. I enlisted into the United States Army as a military police officer. 15 months after enlisting, there I was in Iraq. We think it's hot here. It was scorching there. It was about 115 degrees. I had all my military gear on and I was patrolling the rooftop of a police station in Baghdad, Iraq, when a rocket-propelled grenade blast hit near me, and it knocked me to my side. And at that point in time, I thought I was going to die. At the time, I didn't know that that was a rocket-propelled grenade. And then I lay there, just waiting to die. And I was angry because I was 27 years old and I didn't want to die. But then at some point, I realized that I might live. And so I said a prayer to the man upstairs, and I looked into the skies, and it was clear just like this, a lot of dirt. And I said, God, I don't know what I've done in this lifetime, but give me the strength. I want to live. I want to be able to tell my story, and I want a child. I not only lived, Wounded Warrior Project has given me an opportunity to tell my story, and 10 years after my injury, I have my son Daniel here somewhere. I was blessed with a child. Life-changing experiences. At some point in time, we're all going to experience a life-changing event. How will you respond? Maybe you go to the doctor for a routine checkup and you receive a frightening diagnosis. You experience a career crisis, retirement, cancer. How do you respond? Well, you learn to accept that setback. You choose to move forward, and you come up with new possibilities. Forgot to mention that RPG, or rocket propelled grenade, took off my left arm. I was left-hand dominant. So just imagine, my world was shook up when I found out at the Green Zone, the hospital, that I had lost my dominant left arm. I didn't know what life had in store for me, but I remember my first prayer had been answered. I was alive. So when I arrived to Walter Reed Army Medical Center, distraught, in shock, sad, Wounded Warrior Project was a grassroots program at the time. They was just started in 2003. I was injured in 2004, and they welcomed me home. And if we have Vietnam veterans here, you guys didn't have people to welcome you home. But Wounded Warrior Project was there to welcome the OIF, OEF veterans home. Thanks to your advocacy and your work and what you put into it. And they provided me with a backpack. And so people ask, well, what's so significant about a backpack? Well, when you experience a catastrophic injury, sometimes the only clothes you have on your back, sometimes the only clothes you have are the clothes on your back. And so in that backpack, they had toiletries, and they had a t-shirt, and the t-shirt had this emblem. And this is one soldier carrying another soldier. So at the very beginning, I was that soldier on top. But over the past 20 years, thanks to Wounded Warrior Project's free services and programs, I have finally become that soldier who was carrying the next soldier. So that's why we're here today. And that was Chris's legacy. He knew. He didn't leave this earth with unplayed music. He knew. He heard the music. So I want to encourage you all to hear the music while you're alive, not when you're long gone. To date, Wounded Warrior Project has served over 270,000 military personnel and their families. It's just not a program for veterans, but they take care of the whole family, because when you think about a veteran, it's the whole family unit. But I say 270,000, but 3 million went down range, actually fought, and then another 5 million was out there for support. So we have only scratched the surface of finding these warriors and providing them with the care that they need to transition and be contributing members of society. I just want to close by saying, I'm grateful. Every day is a blessing. When you're facing death head on, every day is a blessing, and I don't take it for granted. And this is my calling, this is my purpose, to get out here and bring awareness to what Wounded Warrior Project is doing. Forgot to mention my superhero. You guys believed in superheroes when you were younger? Well, Nails is my superhero.
Yeah.
He's a superhero. And through Project Campbell, we get to continue to live Chris's legacy. Remember, keep them in your hearts, your minds, and your hands. Remember, when you believe in a cause, and when you believe in a cause, you understand the why. You understand the why, we understand the cause. We are motivated by a purpose bigger than ourselves. So don't let this be the end spot. Let's continue to spread the word about Wounded Warrior Project and their excellent work that they're doing for our veterans community.
Thank you.
I hate to be the guy that comes behind that. And the only thing that I can do to even come close to come behind that is this. In honor of Chris Campbell and in honor of all of those who have not come home and in honor of those who have yet to come home, Can we just pause for a minute for a moment of silence? And I thank you. And would you all please give another big round of applause to my new sister, Danielle Green. She did an amazing job. Okay, so as the DJ, I've got a lot of music left to play because I hate to have the music unplayed. However, I do need to make somebody else a winner. Emma, where are you? Come on. Nels, where are you? Because we're going to make Nels work. All right. It's time to pick